The age of the internet, where the world is at our fingertips and kindness is often championed as the ultimate virtue. But have you ever paused to consider the potential pitfalls of too much kindness? I know it sounds absurd, does it not? But bear with me, fellow Stoic, for there is a lesson from the ancients that we might have overlooked in our modern quest to be the kindest version of ourselves. You see, the Stoics, those wise old souls from ancient Greece and Rome, had a thing or two to say about the balance of virtues. Stay strong, they would advise, but concentrate on virtue. While generosity is undoubtedly a virtue, like all good things, it can be taken to an extreme. Overgenerosity, my friends, can sometimes backfire in ways we least expect. Now, before you raise an eyebrow and think I have gone off the deep end, let us embark on a journey together. A journey where we will explore 8 unexpected ways that an overflow of kindness might just trip us up. We will dive deep into the teachings of Stoicism, drawing wisdom from the likes of Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. As we do, I challenge you to reflect on your own acts of kindness. Are they always in balance? Or have you, like many of us, occasionally tipped the scales? If you are new here, and this sounds like a journey you are eager to embark on, then give that notification bell a good old ring and subscribe. Go on, I dare you. Together, we will navigate the intricate dance of virtue, finding the sweet spot between too little and too much. Fellow seekers of wisdom, stay with me as we dive into the unexpected pitfalls of overgenerosity, because sometimes the most profound lessons come from the most unexpected places. 1. Taking on too much. We have all been there, have we not? You are at a friend's gathering, and someone mentions they are moving house next weekend. Before you know it, your hand shoots up. I'll help. But deep down, you are already swamped with your own tasks. The Stoics believed in living in accordance with nature, which means understanding our own limits. Overcommitting is not just about stretching yourself thin. It is about not being true to yourself. Imagine life as a teacup. Each commitment, each promise is a drop of tea. Pour in too much, and it overflows, making a mess. The Stoics would say, know the size of your cup. It is not about being unkind. It is about being kind to yourself first. Now, I am not saying do not help your friend move, but perhaps offer to help pack a few boxes instead of committing to the whole day. It is the little gestures that often mean the most, and they are much more manageable. Remember that time you promised to help at the school fair, attend a birthday party, and visit your grandma all in one day. By the end of it, you were probably exhausted, irritable, and not very present in any of the activities. That is the weight of overcommitment. So next time, pause before you promise and reflect on your own capacity. It is not selfish, it is sensible. 2. Always trying to make everyone happy. The age-old desire to be liked by everyone. It is a trap many of us fall into. You say yes when you want to say no, laugh at jokes you do not find funny, and agree with opinions you do not share. But here is the thing. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control others' opinions, so why try? People-pleasing might seem like a form of kindness, but it is often more about our own insecurities. And let us be real, it is exhausting. You are constantly juggling masks, trying to be someone you are not. For what? Temporary approval. I once knew a bloke named Tim, lovely guy, but he would bend over backwards just to get a nod of approval. One day, he wore a shirt he did not like because a friend gifted it to him. He spent the entire day feeling uncomfortable, all for the sake of not wanting to upset his friend. But here is the kicker. His friend did not even notice. The Stoics believed in authenticity. Be true to yourself, and the right people will gravitate towards you. And those who do not, well, you cannot please everyone, can you? 3. Thinking you can change people. There is a saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. Stoicism echoes this sentiment. We cannot control others, only our reactions to them. Yet many of us, with our big, kind hearts, try to fix people. We think our love, our advice, our kindness can change them. But often, it cannot. Think of that friend who always dates the wrong people. You have given advice, listened to their heartbreaks, and even set them up with someone lovely. Yet they'd fall into the same patterns. It is frustrating, is it not? But here is the thing. Everyone is on their own journey. And while it is kind to offer a helping hand, we cannot walk their path for them. The Stoics believed in focusing on our own actions and letting go of the need to control everything else. It is tough, especially when you care deeply, but sometimes the kindest thing you can do is step back and let people make their own choices, even if they are mistakes. 4. Letting others use you. Kindness is a beautiful thing, but like all good things, too much of it can be harmful. When we are constantly kind, always available, and perpetually agreeable, people might start taking it for granted. It is not always intentional, but it happens. Remember Lucy from The Office? She would always bring in homemade treats. At first, everyone was grateful, but over time, it became an expectation. The one day she did not bring anything, there were murmurs of disappointment. Poor Lucy felt unappreciated and hurt. The Stoics teach us about the impermanence of things. Just as we should not get too attached to external rewards, we should not become too accustomed to constant acts of kindness from others. And on the flip side, if we are always the givers, we should ensure we are not being taken for granted. It is a balance, really. Be kind, but also set boundaries. Let people know that while your kindness is a gift, it is not an obligation. 5. Forgetting to care for yourself. In our quest to be kind to others, we often forget about ourselves. We put others' needs above our own, thinking it is the noble thing to do. But Stoicism reminds us of the importance of self-care. If we neglect ourselves, how can we be of any use to others? Imagine you are a car. If you do not refuel, how can you drive others around? You will end up broken down on the side of the road. It is the same with constantly prioritizing others. Eventually, you will burn out. I have seen it happen with my mate Alex. He would always be there for everyone, always putting himself last, until one day he just snapped. He was tired, drained, and felt unappreciated. It was not pretty. So take time for yourself. It is not selfish, it is essential. The Stoics knew the importance of reflection and self-care. After all, a well-maintained soul is better equipped to handle the world's challenges. The fact that you have made it this far into the video shows you are committed to self-improvement. Stay with me until the end, as the last 3 insights are even more crucial. I will see you at the finish. 6. Avoiding disagreements at all costs. Nobody likes conflict. It is uncomfortable, awkward, and just plain unpleasant. So in our bid to be kind, we often avoid it. We let things slide, keep our opinions to ourselves, and swallow our feelings. But Stoicism teaches us that sometimes conflict is necessary. Avoiding conflict might seem kind in the short term, but it can lead to bigger issues down the road. Small annoyances can fester into deep resentments. Unspoken feelings can lead to misunderstandings. Remember that time your flatmate kept leaving dirty dishes around? Instead of addressing it, you cleaned up after them, thinking it was the kind thing to do. But over time, your annoyance grew, and one day you exploded over something trivial. The Stoics believed in facing challenges head-on. It is not about picking fights but addressing issues before they become problems. It is kinder in the long run, both to yourself and to others. 7. Giving too much. Generosity is a virtue, but like all virtues, it can be taken to an extreme. In our bid to be kind, we sometimes give more than we can afford, whether it is time, money, or resources. And while the intention is noble, the outcome can be detrimental. Think of it this way. If you keep draining your bank account to help others, eventually you will go bankrupt. And then how can you help anyone? The Stoics believed in moderation. It is about finding the balance between giving and retaining. I once knew a woman, Sarah, who would always lend money to friends. She wanted to help, and it felt good. But over time, she found herself struggling financially. And when she needed help, those she had assisted were nowhere to be found. It is a harsh lesson, but an important one. Be generous, but also be wise. Ensure your own needs are met before helping others. It is not about being stingy. It is about being sustainable. 8. Meeting others' approval. The digital age has transformed the way we perceive and express kindness. While many share their good deeds online, it is essential to question our motivations. Are we acting out of genuine compassion, or are we seeking validation? Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This timeless wisdom reminds us that true virtue lies in our actions, not in the recognition they receive. Sharing our deeds can inspire others, but it is crucial to ensure our intentions remain pure. When kindness becomes a transaction, its authenticity wanes. The Stoics taught that instead of seeking external validation, we should focus on the intrinsic value of our actions. By doing good for its own sake, we embrace the true essence of virtue. Well, there we have it, the winding road of kindness with its unexpected twists and turns. Who would have thought, right? In our world of likes, shares, and endless scrolling, it is easy to forget the age-old wisdom of the Stoics. But as we have seen, their teachings are as relevant today as they were centuries ago. Now, fellow Stoics, as we stand at the crossroads of reflection and action, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever found yourself caught in the snare of excessive kindness? Your stories are the stars that light up this Stoic community, guiding and inspiring fellow travelers on the path of life. And hey, if you have enjoyed our little journey today, why not show some love? Hit that like button, subscribe, and do not forget the notification bell. You would not want to miss out on our next video, would you? So, until next time, remember, be kind, be wise, and always be authentically you. To watch more Stoic wisdom videos, select one of the videos that will appear on your screen now. Cheerio.